Hello, welcome to MCFC Connect. Today we're talking about Manchester City's brand new centre-back, number 22, Vitor Reis, I believe is how you say his name. So, welcome to the club to begin, but today we're talking about what Vitor Reis can bring to Man City as a footballer, how he can affect our squad and aid us in maybe other ways that other defenders we have, because, he's a defender, maybe other ways that they can't help us, the valuable stats that he gives us that others don't really give. So let's jump into it, shall we? Starting with the good old regular statistics, a couple of other different ones thrown in. Look, he's young, he's 19. I believe he's not long turned 19 as well. I think it was a few days ago, just over a week actually, I think. So, he's 19, he's so young, he's got so many years ahead of him. Obviously plays for us now. There he is, and the contract. Like I've mentioned, defender, specifically centre-back. He's got a contract till 2029, so 4.5 years at the time of recording. He, in some reason, Transfer Market, which is where I get most of my stats from, is only showing stats, as majority of only showing stats from last season. So last season he played 33 matches with his side. That's a fair chunk of the games, considering last season he would have been 18 for most of it. Now then, injuries. The Transfer Market have actually got stats for this season. He picked up an injury earlier this season and was out for about 3 games. It's his one and only career injury, though, so it's not like it's been an issue with Palmeiras whilst he's been growing up or anything like so. He's got an 88% passing accuracy, which is pretty good. I believe that is just short of our other new centre-back, Abdul Kusanov, who I believe has got 89. So, they're in the same area. You compare that to our other centre-backs, they've got, I think, about ranging between 91 and 94, so quite close. He's a few off, but look, 1 year of training with us, I think that number will go up. Now then, something he's hailed for quite a lot is his aerial duels, his ability to win the ball in the air with his head. And he averages about 3 per game, according to WhoScored.com. We're going to look at those stats over there in just a minute. Now then, he's had 7 yellows. You could argue it's a discipline issue that he's gotten so many in 33 matches. Look, bottom line, defenders are always going to get yellows. They are the most likely of the squad to pick up yellow cards. So for me, he's picked up 7 yellows, but no reds in there, which means whenever he's picked up a yellow, he's been calm and collective enough to be like, okay, I've picked up a yellow, I've got to be careful now. Can't do anything silly and get myself booked for a red, which he didn't do once. No red cards at all last season, not even any second yellows. And of course, like I mentioned, no reds. And his transfer fee, I believe he's worth about 14 million according to Transfer Markets, and we paid 35 million. Look, good thing is about this deal is that there was no add-ons, so full stop, it's 35 million. It's not like Kusanov, who is about 40 million plus 10 million in add-ons, which could potentially bring that to 50. This is 35 through and through. We're paying the 35 and nothing else to it. So 35 million to Palmeiras for this young man. He's grown through their academy, I believe, according to the things he said in his interview. And he's grown to be quite a crucial cog to my knowledge. But now we're going to have a look at some a bit more detailed statistics on the Brazilian centre-back, Vitor Reis. So we start here. Summary, 2 goals, for a centre-back, not too shabby. This is according to WhoScored.com now. 4 yellows. There are some differences they actually might have this season's stats, but nonetheless, it's still good to use. He averages over, 6 is average for me, and I believe it just is in football. So 6 is average, and so he's averaging over 6s every single match, which is pretty good going. Now then, like I've mentioned, won't look into that much, but aerial duels, that seems to be quite a strength of his, and likes to play short passes, commits fouls often. To be fair, when it comes to like to play short passes, you see our defenders do that a lot. Sometimes they'll just pass it back to the keeper if they don't feel confident enough. Keeper might pass it back to them. Keeper might pass it, and then the defender might pass it to his centre-back partner. So, for me, that's fine. And commits fouls often, so, that would explain the 7 yellows. No surprise for me there. But let's actually have a look at his more detailed defensive stats. So, 1.6 tackles per match. So, look, he's getting over 1 tackle per game and sometimes even 2 according to that. 0.8 interceptions. So he's basically almost getting 1 per game, like I mentioned. 1.4 fouls. Lines up with this. That's almost 2 fouls per game. Offside. Look, I'd be surprised if he got caught offside a lot. 4 clearances per game. Again, pretty solid. If in doubt, kick it out type of guy. It's also a strength of Kusanov's. And I don't know if this is dribbled past, but if he's not dribbled past a lot, then that's good. And blocks, he gets about maybe 1 every so often. Passing now. Well, we've already mentioned his 88% passing accuracy. He's got 89 across all comps here, but I believe this brought it down a bit. Well, in the Brasileiro, which I'm going to assume is the Brazilian Premier League, for example. Does about 2 long balls per game. Averages about 45 passes per matches. And seems to, when he feels like it, get a key pass from time to time. Played a lot of minutes as well for his team. XG, I don't expect him to have a lot. And offensive, won't hurt to look. Like I mentioned, 2 goals. And yeah, you don't expect to see much there, to be fair. So there you go. There's a good look at some more detailed stats of his. But now I wish to look at a bit more of how he's going to look in our team, essentially. And if you will just bear with me, here it is. So here we go. I've coloured this a bit so that it looks a bit better for you guys, and just looks better on a whole. So we'll start with the goalkeeper. The defense is the main area. You've seen this before. We got Marmoush in here now because he'll be a City player by the time this is out. So look, Vitor Reis at number 22. Now then, the reason why I've done it as shirts and not the normal way where I do heads is because, Vitor Reis isn't actually on here yet, and so I've had to just select Marquinhos and just had to roll with it, I guess. But yeah, he's number 22 and he's going to be playing in the blue shirt, which is the important thing, and he's Brazilian, so this might as well be him. So, Ortega at the back now then. The good thing is about Vitor Reis is that he speaks Portuguese. Look what we got in here. We got Ruben Diaz. We got Mateus Nunes. Oscar Bob can speak fluent Portuguese. And we got Edison, who's Savinho, and we've got Bernardo Silva. Those guys just off the top of my head. There might even be more. For all I know, someone else knows Portuguese in the squad. So there you go. He's got a lot of people that he can communicate with. It's just going to help. Kind of makes me feel a bit bad for Kusanov. I don't think he has anyone that speaks it as well as him, his language. He speaks Uzbek and Russian, I believe I read. But it's good that Hayes has got the communication that he'll need, because everyone here will be able to understand, and by the time he learns English, he'll be able to do it normally with the rest of the squad too. So look, that is what a defense could look with him. Now then, good thing is also this guy, also a bit like this guy, has a lot of leadership skills. He said in his interview that he had been captains of youth teams since he was like 11, and has kind of been a captain growing up. He likes to speak with the team, and keep the communication up. Doesn't like it when his back line isn't communicating with him, and that makes sense. Diaz, whenever you see him on the pitch, the camera will sometimes always go to him, pointing and shouting, get someone to do something. I saw it in I've seen it in games this season. I've seen it in games last season. He's always like trying to get everyone where they need to be. And you've seen it in this. You've definitely seen this season when Diaz isn't there, who is our captain for me. Diaz should be club captain for me. He isn't, but he's definitely the leader of that back line. When he's not there, the defense, if it doesn't crumble, it really struggles, and we look so much more likely to concede because he's a crucial cog in our defence. And we've been unfortunate this season not having him. But maybe Hayes, I know he's a new lad coming into a new squad, but maybe he can have a bit of that Ruben Diaz influence, Can't be certain how he's going to fit in, but this could definitely be it. He's right-sided. I believe he has got a right foot. Not really sure how he feels slipping in here. I believe he can play on either side of the centre-back, so, you might very well see a game like this, to be fair. You could very well see that. And, well, actually, we'll move him here. And just to switch it up even further, to just make our back line as fresh as we can, let's throw in Kusanov, change his shirt number because he's 45 of us, and there you go. That is, if we were to go for a completely fresh centre-back pairing, these two, here they are. This isn't my predicted 11 for Chelsea, but, there you go. It's pretty nice, if you ask me. I think they'll fit in quite nicely. I think Vitor Reis will probably grow into it a bit quicker than Kusanov because, well, language problems and all that. But hopefully he gets on fine. But that concludes my my video. What does Hayes bring to Man City's squad? Well, good in the air. Good leadership skills, a decent injury record. He's only picked up one, and I don't think it's anything too bad. Passing accuracy isn't bad. I've seen worse, and he can play at either of the centre backs, I believe. And for all we know, he could slip in at fullback if we ever needed him to. Mateus Nunes is doing it. Why can't someone else? So, thank you for tuning in. Hope you learned something about the way he plays. We've only really touched into his stats, but look, hopefully he plays against Chelsea on the weekend because he can't play against PSG. So, we'll see how he does. Big ups to you all for watching this video. And there is plenty more on the way. So, yeah, big ups to you all. By the time this is out, Chelsea preview tomorrow. So, I'll see you all then. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll see you all in